Yes, my name is Kent Chatfield.
Mr. Chatfield, thank you so much for coming today. I wanted to interview you about the information in regards to the 1898 riots and, of course, your residency here in Wilmington during desegregation. Can you start with telling me about 1897 and the North Carolina Democratic Party?
Well, in the mid-1890s, the North Carolina Democratic Party became the minority party in North Carolina. The Republicans, which were primarily black citizens, and the newly formed Populist Party, which was primarily poor white people, had gained control of the government of the state of North Carolina by 1895, and particularly New Hanover County, which is where Wilmington is located. And by 1897, the Democrats had realized that they were out of power. And so in 1897, the Executive Committee of the North Carolina Democratic Party created a secret political society known as the White Government Union. They even published a constitution and bylaws specifically designed to overthrow the Republicans and the Populists and to institute Jim Crow segregation upon black citizens.
And this led to the elections in 1898?
Yes, it did. In 1898, the Democrats tried to steal the elections in North Carolina by primarily stuffing ballot boxes, but they also used intimidation to try to keep populists away from the ballot box, as well as black Republicans. This did not work in New Hanover County. And so when they lost the Democrats lost the election in November 1898, they used the White Government Union and its associations, which were the Red Shirt Militia and the Wilmington Light Infantry, which was a state militia, to effect the only successful coup d'etat in the history of the United States.
And you say there was a petition.
Yes, there was a petition that I found in the personal papers of the executive chairman of the executive committee of the North Carolina Democratic Party. His name is William Barry McCoy. He was the New Hanover County attorney. He was also the chairman of the Board of Elections in 1898. He oversaw the election, and he was in charge of the White Government Union. And when they lost the election, he used a very seldom used law from 1895 in North Carolina to petition a superior court to appoint members to a county commission. And so in 1898, the county commission in New Hanover County constituted 2 Republicans, 1 Populist, and 2 Democrats. The Republicans and the Populists were allied. So William Barry McCoy drew up a petition for a Superior Court judge to appoint 2 Democrats to the New Hanover County Commission. This would give them a majority vote, which it did. The judge approved the petition, and then the petitioners then went from the New Hanover County Superior Court to the Wilmington Light Infantry and broke out the armory and passed out guns and effected the coup, a military coup, which overthrew the government of New Hanover County and the city of Wilmington.
And the effects of that with the people of Wilmington, blacks and whites, there was 3,000 deeds of land that were taken?
I found over 3,000 deeds of properties of people who were victims of the coup d'etat, who were stolen by the coup masters and their flunkies. They stole these people's property, and today these properties are probably worth between $500 million and $750 million.
And after that, the feelings and people of Wilmington understood that there was no way to be able to fight the Democratic Party.
Yeah, the Democrats had taken control by force of arms, and the federal government did not intervene because during my research, I found the membership lists of the White Government Union from 1898, And the Deputy United States Marshal for Eastern North Carolina was a member of the White Government Union. He reported to his boss, who was a U.S. Marshal in Raleigh, North Carolina, who turned out to be a Confederate veteran. This Confederate veteran, who was U.S. Marshal, in turn reported to Washington, D.C. And this is why Washington never intervened about this coup d'etat, because they were led to believe that it was not a coup d'etat, that the blacks had lost the election, and so they had rose up, and the good white people had to rise up and overturn these blacks and put them down and put them in their place. What ended up being the result of that was Jim Crow segregation, which came into full force and effect 2 years later in North Carolina, 1900, and spread throughout the South. It all started here in Wilmington.